Greetings and welcome to the Onyx Path. I am your storyteller, Tom Murr, the invisible voice of nightmares. And with me are four great, awesome, unbelievable talented players who I'd love to introduce themselves. Let's start at the end tonight. Dear Kay, who are you?
Hi, I'm Kay. You can find me on Gehenna Gaming's channel for Monday Night Monster Hearts or just in the Discord causing trouble. Today, I will be reprising the role of Princeton Channing, a quote unquote Ferris Timbo, as dubbed by Dixie Cochran, and who just wants to, help out his friends and save a lad, as you do. I would also like to wish everyone a happy Lamaka Olamaka on the
Happy
last night of
Lamaka.
Hanukkah.
Happy
Happy
Lamaka.
Lamaka.
Happy,
Today is the
happy.
last, day night of Lamaka, so happy 8th.
Thank you very much, and happy Lamaka indeed.
Yay.
The next one is Wes. Hi, Wes.
Oh, hi. My name's Wes, like it says beneath my face. I run Carry and Comfort Studios. I do a bunch of stuff. I'm doing a bunch of stuff today. I'm all around. I'm very excited to be back, if not terrified. Don't know what Tom has in store for us, but I'm very happy to hear it. And happy last day of Hanukkah as well.
Thank you very much. Dear Jenny, how are you tonight?
Oh, I am excited to kick some Lord-esque butt or something. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Totally. But yeah, you can. I'm as I said before, you can listen to me doing some guest playing with Red Moon role playing, and you can find me on Twitter, where I basically don't Twitter at all. But yeah, Spell Mama, that is.
Thank you. And the person who will support us with a lot, many of comments and subtitles for our other characters, Dixie. Greetings to you.
Hi, I'm Dixie. If you're watching this channel, you probably know me from Onyx Path Publishing or the Onyx Pathcast. I'm very excited to be playing Changeling the Lost because I love it, and I wish this was more than a one-shot because I like my character. I am playing a Spiegel build, which is one of the new Kiss that will be found in the book Kith and Ken, which is forthcoming, and her name is Zilka Weiss.
Thank you very much. And I want to remind you about a little detail with the fairies. Be careful with what you're wishing for. I might take you up on your words. We'll see. So, yeah, this is the second part and hopefully the conclusion of our small adventure from the Spreepark in central Berlin to the Hatch on a rescue mission for a brother. Last time, many things happened, and we see in like a montage some scenes playing out. There was a chase through the wild concrete and glass jungle of Berlin, in which Princeton, our fairest, was chased by a huntsman. After that, he returned safely to the freehold, where he met his friends, who just picked up on some terrible news. One of the contacts of Silke would tried a last hope effort and called upon her to save somebody very dear to them. The Motley ventured out and investigated the home of the disappearant, and they found out with the help of some mirror magic that he was probably adopted by a true fae. or this is at least what Silke deduced. By sheer helpfulness, Princeton made a promise upon a token to bring the brother back, to save him, and more or less to not fail in this endeavor. Unluckily, promises given by changelings tend to have a magical nature, and this one transformed into a mighty oath, which has to be upheld. Otherwise, grave danger will visit the motley Princeton or even the Freehold. Consulting with the Queen of Autumn, who had a unique perspective upon the decisions made by the motley, they were gifted with a token to bring them back safely from the thorns of the hedge, which is the place we are now in. After encountering an hobgoblin and making a bargain with them to find the location in which the lost brother would be held, the motley decided to go to a goblin market to get further information. On their way there, they met some people, and that's the point at which we will enter our story once again. And this is the point at which I admit we didn't sound check the music, so please be careful.
Entertaining dance.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Okay. Expressive dancing. Wonderful. We are at the edge of autumn. Winter's already lurking in the shadows, and its chill winds already have befallen the dried out twigs and thorns of this patch of hedge. The four of you are on a well-traveled trot. It will lead to the most prominent goblin market. From this point, you have a good look, since you're walking over a hilltop, and you can see the maze just covering endless landscapes. At first one would feel alone, but on a closer look, you see the clouds in the sky. They are moving on their own will. There's the smallest folk traveling through the undergrowth. And then there, not too far away from you, on a much smaller path, there is a group of people. Two changelings, one could say. One of them of a bird-like, the other one of a cat-like seeming. They're pushing somebody else covered by a potato sack through the maze. Both of them are clad in a fantastical suit of armor, covered in the colors of green and silver, and some droplets of gold. One of them holds a scabbard, a saber, pushing it into the back of the blindfolded person. The other one is holding up a standard made from fine cloth. It's showing the sigil of the ash tree reaching for the stars, the crest of Lord Ask. What do you feel as you see this?
Apprehension. Deep, intense apprehension.
I think there's a cross between longing and fear.
Probably a little bit of fear, but mostly a little bit of like pride, like got one over on you, haha, suckers. Like
I think Dita feels a mix of terror and determination, like terrified of what Lord Esk means to her, and determined to not be one of his toys again.
They push their captive further on. You can see that a little bit down the line, your path will cross theirs. What do you think will happen as you meet them?
Probably nothing good. We should probably handle this tentatively, delicately.
Overtly?
Zilka is worried that the person they're pushing is the person they're looking for.
Yeah.
So she's kind of hoping for a quick end to this mission if we only have to deal with these two changelings and not the Lord himself.
Yeah, I think Princeton sort of ducks down, expecting like to Zilka, and is like, this is the gentleman?
I don't know. He's in a bag.
You could see like the edges.
He's in a bag. He looks like a bag.
So we should stop them, right?
Do you want me to stop them?
We probably should, right?
We probably
Yeah.
should.
I mean, they have someone in a bag, even if it's not our someone.
I mean, I don't want to be in a bag.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a bag either.
Sometimes miss being
Very
in a bag.
well.
I mean, if I was in a bag of my own
Dita's
free
the-
will, that would be fine. But I don't want to be in a bag being pushed by a sword.
Yeah, the sword does kind of change things.
Yeah, it's sort of, swords can be fun, but looks like a not fun sword.
All right, well, how are we going to take
So
this?
I will stop them. Yes.
And perhaps Silka and I can sneak up behind, huh? You we do the whole, like Robin Hood, you're Little John, you stand there like, oh, can't come this way. And then Silka and I going for the back, and then Princeton, you flanking position.
Yeah.
I am not entirely sure what you're talking about, but I'll go stand in front of them.
If you have a big stick, it helps the imagery a lot.
I have a sword and a shield. Do I need a stick?
I'm sure the sword and shield shall suffice.
Very well. Dita starts striding up towards them. The hand on the hilt and shield at the ready, while she, in a commanding voice, calls out for them to stop. Minions of Lord Esk, stop what you are doing.
Fate has it that you meet each other at the crossroads. And the two of them do indeed stop. You're a huge person. There aren't many as gigantic as you are, and so their attention is drawn to you.
I do my best to try to tower over them a bit, kind of intimidate them a little, even though I'm probably scared shitless myself. I try not to let it show.
So roll me a presence plus intimidation.
Let's see if I remember how to roll. Presence and intimidation. 2 success.
This is great. They stop. The one with the saber is still making sure that it is in the right place. The other one takes a step back. You can see how the fist is grasping the pole of the standard more fiercely, and the white of the knuckles comes out. Who are you?
Don't you know who I am? I'm Dita Müller, champion of the gladiators of Lord Esk. I demand that you release this prisoner this instant.
The saber, the cat person, they push the captive a little bit further so they can whisper into the bird's ears. I think I saw this one. Was a bad day. Treat carefully. It was indeed a bad day. Why has it been a bad day, Dita? The day you left.
I turned against my lord and killed him. That's how I got out from under his rule. I'm not sure whether Lord Ask has wanted this rumor to spread, but I do see their hesitation, and I kind of... I think there can... a hint of terror sneaks into my eyes. I don't know why I acted like I did just now, but here we go.
You think we could catch this one? It would make a much better prize. He would be very proud of us. Very proud. So very proud of us. You're right. You are right. And they push the sacked person away. And they start very, very carefully circling you. They are intimidated, but their lust for reward is still bigger. What are Dita's friends doing in this moment?
I would like to utilize my Kith Blessing as a Helldiver. And I would like to spend a glamour point to make myself fade into an incorporeal invisible form. I do have to roll a dexterity occult to see if I get a success, though.
Do this.
Okay. Shouldn't be a problem. I hope.
Careful of.
It was a problem.
Yeah. Just say careful with shouldn't. They spots tend not to like hubris.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
There's something wrong in this moment.
Oh, no.
You try to concentrate and then just slip away, disappear. But then you remember the bird. You met them before. Something happened. You got punished for that. You're getting distracted by this memory. What is this memory?
So one of the very first times I tried to escape, I almost made it out. Almost. But that pesky little fucker right there, that bird, he caught wind of me. And we had a moment of standstill. And then he started calling for guards and for help and for assistance, and I got caught back. So every time since then, every time I saw him around my lord's court, he would mock me and throw things at me. And just call me a useless guard dog.
Yes, he would. You know, this tick this person has to just iterate the first words they say every time they start over. It was this cry. It was this cry that gave you and your position away. They even didn't even start, or they didn't even reach the words guards or help or something like this. It was just a there is. And everybody knew what's happening. And there he is again. With his eyes, with the same eyes he looked at you, with these eyes that say, there's another one, another traitor to our Lord, and I will bring that person back. There's too much emotions to just slip away. You need to be physical for what's happening next. What will be happening next?
I make my way behind them while they're distracted with Dita.
Great.
And, well, if it's, if I've got to be physical and I've got to be here, then I might as well be ready. And I go ahead and I pull out, I'm going to use elemental weapons. And I'm going to pull from the shadows a very simple looking, unassuming sword from the shadows. And get ready with it.
Great. I think Zilka can feel the massive amount of glimmer pouring into the hedge from their friend. But what are you doing?
Zilka has crouched down before we met, hopefully like right around the corner so they can't quite see her. And anybody who is looking at her, I don't know if Channing is or not, Princeton, but her eyes, that are usually just these flat black camera lenses, have turned white. They're glowing. And she is casting the contract Field of Regret. In which the Changeling's eyes take on a white-blue color as she summons the ghosts of people who died lost in the hedge on a cold winter's night to infect living targets with their sorrow. And I am going to roll for that. I have to roll a specific amount of dice, so once again the roll is going to look weird, but whatever. That's the right amount of dice. One success. Not as much as I wanted, but I got it.
So, what does your contract do?
So I direct the ghost to any targets I can see, which are the two that were prodding him along. The dead assail the living by passing through them, infecting them with unbearable loneliness and inflicting the invocation's roll successes, so 1, as points of lethal damage. Each target also loses 1 willpower point, so they each take 1 lethal and 1 willpower damage. As everybody else who's watching just sees ghosts, not all humanoid, some strange creature, some goblins, just come out of the hedge and just start like slamming into these two people. They're avoiding you, so you're pretty sure that it's not the hedge itself doing this, but just passing through them, and you can see them kind of look sad and sorrowful and lonely, even as they're still angry and trying to stand off against you.
There's one face you're shocked to see. Whom's?
I would say that Zilka has a couple of goblin contracts, and I would say that the goblin she made friends with who taught her those, she didn't realize that he had passed on. And especially passed on, died, lost in the hedge on a cold winter's night. She wouldn't have expected that.
It is this one that makes the effort to get a hold of the cat person and sink their teeth into the into the ears, and rip out pieces from them. Blood drenches the hedge, and as it sinks into the ground, you can see that it's getting darker, and the bushes, the vines around you, they start growing leaves again. Princeton, what are you doing?
So, I think Princeton's looking at the hedge and seeing if there's any ivy growing right there. Any ivy flowers?
Probably now,
Yeah, no,
After
they're growing.
after the blood hit the ground.
Yeah, well, his blood hits the ground. I think he's similarly positioned to Silka, so you can see her. But I think he takes upon himself to pluck an ivy flower and move it between his fingers and As it spreads, he too will fulfill a contract known as Cupid's Arrow. And it's going to be targeted at our lovely little kitty. So, wits and
Do you need me to roll something?
yes. You're going to roll composure and tolerance, which will be verse my wits, empathy, and mantle. And I don't know if if I have a configuration that does the right amount of dice I need, because this is a very large dice pool. So we're gonna see how that goes. So I don't have so I'm just gonna roll a single additional dice after these.
Yes.
'Cause I
Makes
can't,
sense.
yeah, because I can't add enough to do it.
So tell us, what did you roll?
So I have a 3, and then let's see if this other dice rolls anything. No, that doesn't. So I have 3 successes.
Great. What's the power of Cupid's arrow?
So I learns this subject's most ardent desire and any associated conditions and tilts, and I'm going to then refocus them around a new desire for the scene.
It's... What does it say for you not only to use the loophole, but also use the contract as... Or is the ivy flower
The ivy flower is my loophole for the.
Yeah, so what would you do usually to
Oh,
invoke
so-
the contract?
Usually, to invoke it, there is a singular cost of glamour.
And what's the action you have to perform?
So it's just you learn it because it's your wits and your empathy, and so it's a sight thing, I believe.
Let's go. Second. You... I think for a second you have to lock eyes,
Okay.
which are the windows to the soul. And you take a deep dive. The pictures you're getting from this, they're most unsettling. Weren't you the one who said they missed it a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
The time that's gone?
Yes.
This person, they still revel within. You remember the enthralling dances with all these beautiful, lovingly handcrafted people, to this music that truly touched one's heart. There were people who never stopped dancing for whatever reason, because this was the feast of Lord Esk, the magnificent host. His reveries are known far beyond the borders of his land. You've been there as a servant. You had a role to play. but there were guests, invited guests of honor, who could drink all the wine they wanted, feast on all the delicious foods, dance and kiss with whomever they wanted. And with a sip of star honey, their wishes would be fulfilled. This person wants to be a guest, to earn their invitation to one of the feasts. And if there's only the tiniest chance to get there, to earn the right to be a guest, they won't hesitate.
I think it shocks Princeton a little because the song he hears in their head is his song. He sings, and his songs were heralded quite a bit at these galas for what feels like eons. But I think he steels himself against that want because he knows it's frivolous. A guest in a moment is a prisoner in the next. And he takes the fear that he also holds in his heart, and he sort of covers a vein of it around this cat. And so with damaged ears, their eyes, though, can still see the form of Dita and this husking form. And they know if they, by and large, try to face such an individual, they will surely never get what they want. And so their new, most ardent desire in this scene is to flee as far from Dita as possible.
That should be easy. And it was easy back then to sing this song. You were made into this perfect tool of entertainment. It was so easy to get their attention and to pull the little strings. And it's kind of easy right now. You feel the will breaking. And as the victim turns on their heels, you understand what you just did. You took away their free will and inserted your own. Please roll an attack against your clarity with 4 dice.
Oof. One success.
Great. Please roll the number of your word in dice. I think it should be 1, right?
Yes, it's 1.
Just roll 1d6.
Probably one for all of us.
Yes.
0 successes.
This is good. This is good. What's grounding you? What's bringing you back and telling you you're not a monster?
I think it's the soft plots of this bagged individual on the ground. I am not like them, I am not subverting will for the fancy of entertainment. I am saving someone.
Great. This is great. Hopefully this will carry you much, much longer.
I have a promise to fulfill.
Dita, you feel the presence of your friends around you. You feel them pouring their magic, drawing on strings, manipulating and helping you. But you're still in the center of attention. The cat person turns to run away. But Mr. Bird is still looking at you. You can see your friend right behind them, but it's your turn.
I am scared to invoke the magic here, so close to Lordesk. I will try as best as I can not to call on any contracts or anything. And I will just try to, if this bird creature wants to fight, I will give it a fight to my best abilities. But if he goes for any of my friends or for the victim, I will not hesitate to stand in between and use all ounce of magic that I can. So I will basically just take up a defensive stance and wait for it to attack me.
It is hesitant to actually starts to look around. It didn't see you work any magic, and still there's still this ephemeral whispering in the air from the souls of the dead, and the eyes like icing on the cake all over the thorns right now.
I kind of lean over a bit and I say, the prisoner stays here with us. If you enjoy and value your life, you better run.
Do you consider this person an enemy?
Not necessarily. I understand things are not always as they seem around here. I have once been in his or its shoes, of course. He might be under influence. But if it will stand in the way of us fulfilling Princeton's oath, then it will become an enemy, yes.
The world is a fragile thing. It is so easily to break, and everybody is so easy to scare. It's actually pretty hard for you to make friends because of this. What would you think about yourself if this person would run away in terror?
I have seen that so many times, and it is a sight that saddens my heart, as that is not who I am. Dita is a gentle soul, but she has been forced to become a brute so many times. She does not wish this, but understands that there is a risk of this happening.
So do you lean in?
I kind of glance towards my friends, and then I do. I lean in.
So it's the brute's way. And since you are an ogre, your curse is that you risk clarity damage if somebody you don't consider an enemy cowers or flee away from you. So please roll your word, which is 1 die.
I don't know how to do it now, because
I think it should be just /roll 1d10 in the text box. That should work.
1d10. Oh. Nope.
No. Okay.
Hang on. There we go.
So you're fine. Your friends are with you. They don't run away. Is this something that calms you?
Yes. I am not used to this. It's weird, but surprisingly soothing to Dita's soul.
The bird person. They saw something on the day you left. Something that made them think you would be a fine prize. Something they could earn a lot from. But then they remember what they saw in your eyes that day. And without turning around, they stumble back. They fling their arms. You can see the saber falling to the ground. And then they run backwards into Rudyard. What are you doing?
Top of the morning there, lad. Oh, wait, I'm muted.
You're muted, Wes.
Just as soon as the bird turns, just like, top of the morning there to you, lad. And I am going to realize that I'm holding a sword. And then you see the shadows kind of shift into like shadowy knuckle dusters instead. And I am going to take a good crack at the bird person, right square, like a rabbit punch, right square in between the eyes.
Please do me the favor and roll an attack.
Excellent, excellent. All right. And I'm going to roll an additional, because I get a +1 roll because of elemental weapons. And I'll just roll wits with it. Okay. So that extra one, oh right, 3 successes.
Great. You hit them. How does this look like?
And because I'm a darkling, I have a little bit of extra stuff with elemental weapon. It's just a real quick, just like it's very anticlimactic. It's not dramatic at all. Just really quick, just like punch, and then the bird like quickly goes up and grabs their face, and then when they move their hands back down, this miasma of shadow has covered their eyes. And instead of doing damage, I can give my target the blinded effect.
Great. How does this feel to take revenge?
It feels really good. It feels great. It's just, I wish I could take his damn voice, but, you know, for right now, eyes will do. Eyes will do.
The bird person stumbles. They try to find the balance, but they can't. You can see them just tumbling into the hedge, into the thorns. Do you help them to just get a little bit further away, just a little bit deeper into the thorns?
Yeah. Fuck it.
A second good punch sends them into the snow-covered, finger-long thorns of the nearby bushes.
Oops.
And that leaves you 4.
I think as Rudyard is doing this, you just like hear it slightly in the background, just like, be our guest, be our guest. It's just like, Bridget just sing a little. It's Rudyard just like shoves this guy into these icy spikes.
I think everybody's dealing with that stuff too. I think Zilka has gone over to Bagman, the Birdman and Bagman, because she is just intensely curious as to who is Bagman.
Bagman.
I have to know everything. That's part of my character. I have to. I was like, here are some ghosts. I'm done now. Bagman.
You have the rest of this. Give me Bagman.
Get me pictures of Bagman. Cigar.
Wes.
It doesn't
Sorry,
matter.
Wes.
No, it's fine. It didn't. No matter what setting, any J. Jonas Jameson gets me.
So, you scared them off. And probably got a little bit of a good feeling about this. What are your further actions?
I'm checking out who Bagman is.
Yeah, Bagman.
I'm sorry. Yes, sure. You pull off the bag and you find a young person in there. A boy, probably 16, frightened to the core, looking at you in terror, and is probably seeing his own scared face somewhere in Silka's appearance.
And who are you then?
Who are you?
Hey, I think
Pardon?
Who the fuck are you?
We just saved you from them. You could be nice.
he's traumatized. Okay, I feel like Princeton hearing such a bellow like comes in and does the very like Princeton thing and just like, shh, hey, it's okay. This she's gonna ask you some questions. This nice lady, she's nice. And
You like say of the girl with
out.
like lenses for eyes and like metal teeth.
Yep. You're a nice lady. And she's gonna help you. She's gonna help us help you. That's what we all want here. It's okay. Shh. We're here to, we're gonna get you back home.
Why are you looking this creepy?
I can't help the way I look. It's very rude of you to comment on it. Why do you look the way you do?
I was born like this.
And I was made into this. The point is, you had a sword in your back, and you were in a bag, and now you don't, and you're not. So would you like to go home?
Yes.
Where do you live?
He's trying to take in the scenery.
Shh, don't focus on that. And like I think Princeton reaches out and like cups his face. Just think about home and safety. Don't look here. You don't want to see what's around you. You don't want to remember it.
Vilka kind of like steps back and lets Princeton do his thing because clearly he's nicer to this child than I am. But she is hovering creepily over his shoulder without realizing how creepy she is.
He starts focusing on Princeton's eyes, so he doesn't have to look at the eyes of Silke, and he just starts responding to the orders he is given.
That's a good boy. Just tell us where you live and we'll get you back home.
I'm living in Berlin. Schmiedestraße 60.
Oh, hey, we live in Berlin.
We do. We're neighbors. This is just kindly neighborhood activity. And he like sort of like,
Are?
yeah, we're friends. And then like he sort of like side whispers out half his mouth. Can we just like drop him there now? Like I don't know necessarily how to do this.
I think the lad's gonna have to take like a break there, like a sippy cup break and stuff like that, and worry and like wait until we're done, and then probably head back with us. Because if we're just like, oh, okay, you're free now, go, fly, then he's gonna like wander off into some goblin market or something like that, and then become.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we could just open a hedge gate for
Can
him.
we? But yeah, that's what I was asking. Can we just like open a door to his house?
Y'all can do that.
I think we all can do that.
Oh,
Sorry, friends. I'm not comfortable staying here. Maybe we should move before they return.
Yes, I would love that, but first we have to
Yeah.
deal with this child.
Let's just get him home. What's your?
All right.
Who is this child?
Fine. Let's
What's
just...
your name?
Dita, the like 8-foot tall ogre, is like, "What's your name?"
What is your name?
One can hate and love people at the same time. Just throwing this out there. You're pretty deep into the hedge right now. So opening a hedge gate could lead to God knows where. Into the Mortarem, for sure, but where? Bug me. It's an option. In the meantime, the boy answers, I'm Markus Kramer, but you aren't real, are you?
No, this is just a dream. And hey, Marcus, you're gonna go back to sleep. And remember, if anyone other than the four of us asks you for your name while you're dreaming, you don't tell them. Can you do that for me, buddy?
Sure.
That's a
No,
good boy.
Nobody would believe me. This is.
Definitely a
I'm
dream.
mad, right? I'm
You're not mad, you're
hallucinating right
sleeping.
now. You
You're
aren't
sleeping.
real.
You're sleeping, buddy.
Yep, nope, nobody will believe you because this is a dream. Uh-huh.
This
A
is
lovely,
a dream. and
lovely
hey,
dream.
Hey, this bag looks real comfortable for dreaming in. Yeah.
Are you
and
gonna
then,
put
like-
him back in the bag?
How else are we supposed to get him around?
I don't know. Fine, put him in the bag.
It's gonna like curl up, a nice curl up spot. Does anyone have booze? I don't know. Like,
What a question to add. I don't know. The lad doesn't seem like he can contain a pint, let alone some booze.
I'm sorry, Silke, what was the name of your friend's brother?
This guy's 16. He's too young.
Well, yeah, I honestly forgot, but he's like 50-some.
Yes, but don't we all know that time can...
I
work
don't think
in-
his name was Marcus. Tom, what was his name? I don't remember.
We didn't.
We didn't name him. He was just
name
a
him.
brother.
This doesn't mean that he hasn't a name, but it would be more
Yes.
fairy tale like if he'd just be the brother.
But we know this isn't him. We've seen pictures.
Look,
Yes, you have literally seen him, at least in Silke's case.
how about this? We do what Silka said. We open up one of our gates or whatever, and then we just kind of push them through. And then we're like, time for you to wake up there, lad. Isn't that right? And I look over at Marcos, and I like wink one of my big moth-like eyes at him.
I mean, as long as we don't open it into the ocean or into a country that he doesn't have a passport for,
Yeah, we don't.
or
know.
like a war zone.
Yeah, I think we should just keep him in the bag, and then we'll take him home. Back
Are
to
you
Brook-
gonna carry him? Are you
I
gonna
will
put him on
carry
your
him.
horse?
I will put him on Maximus. That is a wonderful idea.
Okay.
Hey, so, buddy, there, Marcus, buddy. You're gonna go back in the bag for a little while, and you're going to go on a ride, and you're going to contemplate all the things in your life. While we,
Can't ride.
that's okay. The horse will ride for you.
You ain't gotta do anything there, pal.
Is this really what we're doing?
Yes,
Stuffing
it's
him back in the bag.
It's just like a further ride until we can then get him home.
Would you rather drop him in the ocean? Because we can do that
No.
too.
No, we can't. No, we
I mean,
shouldn't.
we can.
He is clearly a damsel in distress.
I would
Prevent
rather we see
upstress.
him safely back with his family.
Yes, which we will do after his
So
ride.
you want to
here.
backtrack all that way and then come back here where we just caused a big ruckus. That's what you want to do? You didn't even want to come here in the first place. I think you're just trying to go home.
Okay, how about we don't stuff him in a bag,
Oh,
but keep
Rudyard-
him with us,
Rudyard
and
has his
I'll make
hand up.
sure he is safe.
Rudy.
Right. Rudyard.
I was gonna suggest that, just stick by Dita. Like, just just be like, hey, okay, don't move from behind Dita. If you do, then you know what's gonna happen. Oh, I don't want to have to, but I will, and I like look at him, I go, no.
We were
no.
just putting him in the bag to try to protect him. You know that mortals weren't meant to see all
It can
this.
get cramped in there, and then you can just. He's 16. Look at the lad. You've got. Hey, tell you ever mess with mushrooms, there, lad? Yeah, look at him. Of course, yeah. He's the ever expanding mind of the young people and everything. It's a generational thing. It's
Okay.
So
Is
we're
this
saving him by stuffing him into bag. So
Apparently
we're
we're
saving him.
not we're not doing the bag anymore. Apparently we're
Okay,
just gonna make him
thank
walk behind you.
Good,
I
good, good.
feel like the bag would be better.
But wouldn't that just be what Lord Esk did to us?
Yeah, but we're gonna take him home after an hour. Unchanged.
You know what? Let's give some agency to the lad. Marcus, do you want to go in the bag, or do you want to walk around and see a bunch of weird shite?
So like cupping his face.
Yeah, just like-
the whole time. Just-
May. How about you give me that bag?
Bag. And
And-
like he drops a face, grabs bag, holds bag.
Great. Great. And
Close your eyes and just imagine you're in a comfy, cozy place, like a small bed on a ship.
sure.
I'm actually going to spend one glamour and use my other goblin contract, which is Glybe Tongue. So I can perfectly tell one lie to a mortal who will believe me as long as it's not demonstrably false. And I will lean into him and I will say, "This is a dream, and the only way you're going to wake up is to follow us and do what we say."
That's true.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Fixed it.
Get in the bag.
Dita
No.
Dita puts a big hand on Silke's head and kind of pats you a bit, like, yes. That was good.
Like we get him in the bag. And
No, he's not going in the bag. He's just
No,
following us and doing
just
what we
following
say.
us. Okay.
He is
following
he
us?
is holding the bag by this point,
Okay.
and you are holding his face.
Oh.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You just carry that bag, darling. It's very important that you carry that bag for us. That's all you have to do.
And stay
Yeah.
close to Dita. That's Dita. He points, realizing that they've like not introduced themselves.
okay. So I think we can wrap this up. Everybody gets up from the ground. The horse is standing right there. And one might guess how the frack did the two loyalists didn't see this horse. The answer is magic. And you start to venture on. Is there anybody being very suspicious or careful or stuff like this, so they would observe the party for a second?
Yeah, I guess I would be pretty careful.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I think that's like kind of mine and Wes's bag. Like I've got a trained observer and danger sense. Like I'm very much like on the lookout for things.
Yeah, so I will give you this without a roll. You notice that with the bag, Marcus picked up the saber.
we stand.
He's got spunk.
I've got my eye on him.
Great. Everyone takes a deep breath. Try not to concentrate too much on being cold, just a dream, that you aren't real, that you aren't real persons by a 16-year-old. Compared to what you just relived, this is probably just a minor thought, but in other situations, something like this would be deeply unsettling. But after a short time of travel, there is no further time to contemplate. Between the now once green again trees, bushes, hedges, there is a giant Ferris wheel. And it is garnered with beautiful, beautiful flowers. And since Ferris wheels should be decorated with bright lights, somebody knitted many, many different lamps onto this Ferris wheel. The faint resemblance of a smell you could describe as popcorn, but made from bugs, streams into your noses, and
Bugcorn.
you come to a gate. And next to the gate is a little booth. And crammed into the booth is a giant gray beast made from muscles and at least twice as big as the little stall it's standing in. There is a club laying outside in front of the booth because it wouldn't fit in there. Both arms of the goblin hang out of the window and the fists are resting on the ground. As you approach, he greets you.
Greetings and welcome to the market.
Hello, goblin friend.
The kindest of day to you.
And you as well.
I take it you come to barter.
To barter, to talk, to look. All the things we come to market for.
This is fine. Did you prepare the entrance fee?
I don't know what it is this time, but we do have things we can trade, yes.
This is very good. Today, it is a number.
And from behind his back, by making a movement that seems impossible, he grabs some stapled papers, a stack of them, and pushes them at Silken. You can see with all kinds of pens and writing utensils, people wrote numbers in the broadest sense onto this paper.
Okay. Zilka takes the paper and she pulls a marker out because she has a marker, because I have a marker. So why not? And she writes... Yes. She writes a little... She writes that and she pushes the papers back at him.
Great. You may enter, but be aware. A new law was introduced.
Oh?
You may only walk backwards.
Okay.
Great. Don't break any other laws. And keep the market treaty.
Of course. Zilka turns around so that she can walk backwards into the market, but her head just swivels like an owl. and just turns backwards, so she's looking like over her back.
Nice.
She's very weird. She can do weird shit.
Dope.
I love it. It's great.
I think Dita's the next one who will get the papers pushed into her face.
Number, please.
I kind of look panicky towards Silke and Princeton and Rudyard, like...
Just give him a number you don't need. It's fine. We all have at least one.
Okay. I write a number on the paper and slid it under the...
Thank you. Don't forget to walk backwards.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the guards will take care of you.
I think there might be a problem, but I will do what I can.
Good luck.
I think Dita kind of pulls her shield up and tries to use that to look behind her so she doesn't accidentally step on tiny fake creatures and stuff like that.
Silka does kind of lean into like I think that of all of us, she's the most familiar with like goblin markets and goblin law, and she kind of leans in and she says, "Just so you know, so you understand, the law is that you can't walk forwards, you must walk backwards. If you decide to dance or skip or hop or do anything else, the method of locomotion, the rules won't apply."
Silke,
Uh-huh.
I don't skip.
Do you dance?
No.
Do you leap?
I don't prance. And I don't dance.
Well, I tried. Okay. However, I think that might be helpful to Princeton and
Yeah, you see
possibly-
Princeton just like as soon as Silka said that, like a big smile comes to his face.
Yeah, rules must always just be followed to the letter. So if you're standing, you can face forward as long as you don't walk. If you're crouched on the ground, you're probably fine. If you are on all fours crawling, you could probably go forward like that, but it's a little embarrassing.
Roger's like, oh no.
You can run. You can run, Dita. Running isn't walking. How about a light jog?
Just get the heart rate up there a little bit, you know? A little bit of
I
cardio.
think I will manage with my shield and being careful.
Okay, have fun.
I'm gonna shimmy up to the booth. I'm like, all right, fella, let's make this quick. I go ahead and take a piece of paper and I put 665.
The neighbor
of the beast. And I just take my leather jacket off and then put it on backwards.
Okay.
I think Princeton sort of looks a little toward their friend who's with them. And it's like, all right. And like he makes eye contact with Zilka and he's like, this one should do it too, right? Like,
Yeah, maybe he should be riding Maximus though. Can Maximus walk backwards?
Maximus can walk.
Maximus doesn't walk. Maximus
Trots.
gallops, trots.
He
Yes.
trots. Yes, will that work if he's atop Maximus?
Would ride.
Yeah. I like lift him and put him on Maximus. You stay there. And Princeton will go over and he's like, oh, number. Well, I mean, people like this one, so I shouldn't use a number people like?
It's up to you. It's a number that you don't like. I mean, you could sing them a song. You just won't remember it afterwards. That's also a number.
It's true. Yeah, no, I think this is an interesting one. And he takes the sheet of paper and he writes 420.
No!
Princeton didn't get rid of it for you. Just for himself.
Oh,
Just for
good.
himself.
All right.
Himself. And sort of nods to the guard and says, we'll see you in a bit. And he saunters in, like, absolutely delighted. Just sauntering in. Every move is stretched by a melody.
Great. As Maximus tries to enter the market, he is stopped. And
Maximus.
the guard and the horse exchange a look. And then Maximus stamps on the ground like 12 times. And the 13th time, he stamps onto the paper and leaves an imprint. And Marcus has also to leave a number on these on these papers.
Marcus, just write 69 on the paper.
He shrugs his shoulders and does. You probably ruined this person's life forever.
No.
Yeah, good job. Good job, Princeton.
69.
You will have no concept of what that means from now on.
The number.
And
Exactly.
and you just enter the Hatch Amusement Park Goblin Market version of the Ministry of Silly Walks. And we are going on to a break.
Yay! All right.
No concept of 69.
Grab some water, grab some coffee, put on your favorite jacket backwards, and we will be back
Yeah.
soon.
Don't walk though.
Don't
Shimmy,
walk.
dance,
Shimmy,
Walt.
drop,
waltz, trot,
prance.
twirl,
Or
Snake.
just walk backwards.
or just walk backwards.
Oh.
Or just walk backwards.
Be careful with small, tiny fey creatures if you cannot twist your head around.
All right. We will be back soon.
indeed. And we are back to the market. Yes, this is a very special place. It feels somewhat familiar to our motley since it is amusement park themed. So there is the big Ferris wheel. There is a roller coaster which will take you from the entrance through the whole market to every single stall with a breathtaking speed and throw you out of the carts as soon as you arrived at your desired goal. There are many, many visitors. Most of them are goblins, hobgoblins, who are of all kinds, features, size, colors. They all look vaguely humanoid, but whatever folklore you might consider familiar to yourself, they originate from all of them. And then there are some like you, some other changelings minding their own business. You know, inhabitants of the park will visit this place from time to time. You know, there's a rumor that the Autumn Queen Nila actually has a stall here which she can easily enter from her hello back at the park. Also, there are some very few but still recognizable huntsmen. They're looking at the other visitors, at the customers, taking note of who enters and who leaves. This is a neutral zone protected by the laws of the market. To break these laws, it wouldn't behest the person who does this. People tend to get harmed very badly if they infringe on the laws. So the huntsmen keep to themselves, just watching. Everybody obeys the law of the day. So whoever can tries to walk as gracefully backwards as they can, but some found loopholes just like you, and do their best to jump across the streets or skip a little. All this is overshadowed by the plenitude of stalls and booths. They are huddled next to each other in long rows, building a maze on their own. They are filled with all kinds of stuff. Old-timey gramophones, knight armors, PCs, some strange pieces of technology that come from a time you can't put your finger on. Maybe from the future? They're filled to the brim with different kind of containers made of glass filled with the entrails and limbs of all kinds of creatures. There are fruit stalls in which the merchants are trying to keep their stuff in order as some of the fruits try to run away or celebrate a wedding or stuff like this. There's also livestock, at least 1 or 2 specimen per stall, but there are also tents from which uneary cries and shrieks emanate. You hear the whinny of a horse and the whining of people.
I'm gonna go ahead and take it upon myself to reduce the amount of people, of us, that can be seen. Dita, do you mind if I do something real quick there, lass?
What are you thinking?
I just need you to put me on your belt there for however long, and I am going to invoke props and scenery, which is my royal contract. I am going to. It costs 1 glamour and 1 willpower, and I'm going to roll manipulation, persuasion, and weird. And depending on my success, we will see what I changed myself into. And my persuasion. Okay, so we'll do intimidation because that includes a weird roll. 0 successes. So it does cost. And I turn myself into a Walkman.
Like a quick second, Princeton just looks minorly guilty.
Okay.
Or at least attempt to.
Great.
I guess I pick it up and hang it on my belt.
Do you put on the headphones? Do you listen to Rudy while you're walking?
I'm scared. I'm actually scared of hurting him if he's supposed to stretch over my ginormous head.
How else are you gonna hear me?
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you can hear him.
It's
Oh,
Isn't
don't
it better if someone?
it's magic.
don't be
Yeah.
worried. Don't be worried that you can hear me, but like if I'm coming through headphones. It's like, oh, don't worry. Don't worry at all. It's perfectly natural.
It's okay. I stretch it out and put it over, but I leave one headphone off so that I can still hear everything else around.
Perfect. Oh, that's that L5S1. Oh, there we go. That good stretch.
You're not gonna start singing, are you?
No, that's my job.
Do you want me to? Might get a
Not now.
DMCA strike if I do.
So great.
Marcus, is he still on the horse?
Yes.
So he was so the goblin kind of counted him and the horse as one entity?
No, they had a number. Like,
Oh, okay.
remember he lost the concept of 69.
Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah. I must have zoned out. Yeah. I kind of walk backwards next to Maximus and Marcus and try to be as vigilant as I can with Rudyard in my ear and my back to everyone.
Great. Is there a special place you would like to visit?
I feel like Zilke would probably know who in the market has the best information. That's kind of her job. So she wants to go see her favorite goblin contact from back in the day, possibly even from before she escaped.
Yeah. It's a little bit in the back rows, where the cauldrons shine and bubble in a more mute color, and where dark clouds are lingering on the floor. Heavy curtains help the different goods disappearing behind them. there's a corner in the market where you only talk with a hushed voice. You enter the space. Nobody is paying your attention, but you still feel the gazes lingering on you. Everybody is so occupied with their own business that they will notice every single step you take. One can see Marcus shrinking on the horseback. Maximus is strutting closer to Dieter to hide behind her, but that's hard for a horse.
Poor Maximus.
And then,
Or Max.
sorry,
I just said poor Maximus.
yeah,
He's just a scared mechanical horse.
Hey, baby.
and then you come close to a stall that sells water pipes and flasks of all kind, and a creature you've never seen in light is waiting back in the shadows. And as you come closer, some spider-like legs crawl out of the darkness, and a face-like mask appears in the middle of the air. Oh, this is a face I haven't seen for a long time.
Hello.
I hope you're well.
Better than I have been in a while, yes. Thank you.
I heard whispers about this.
Oh? What are they saying about me?
You are, you're back again on the free market.
That's a way of putting it.
You know, we like freelancers.
It's my preference as well.
You brought friends.
I did. I am on a bit of a mission. They are assisting me. Actually, that one, and I point it at Princeton, that one's on a bit of a mission, and we're assisting him, really.
So,
He made a promise.
oh, a promise.
Yes, it was rather stupid of him.
Oh, a promise made by accident.
There was intention there.
Shh. The grown-ups are talking.
Would you
He like
Would you
immediately
like to sell your promise?
I think we'd rather fulfill this one as it involves a mortal friend of mine.
Ah, too bad. So, what else could I sell to you?
Have you heard rumors of a brother being taken?
Oh, that's something juicy.
It
I
is?
might have not. What are you willing to pay? And one of the spider legs reaches out and just tips with its hairy end at Marcus.
I'm afraid that one's not for sale. However, and she takes the saber from Marcus, and then she also pulls out her tiny pumpkin goblin fruit. And she says, "What would you do for the fruit of a goblin that is now also a walking man, and also the saber of a bird creature, one of Lord Ethic's own.
Fairy contraband is difficult trade.
It's true, but somebody might give you something extravagant to get it back. He's not dead. He'll want his sword.
He isn't.
Mm-mm. Just chased into the hedge. I'm sure he'll find his way out.
And the legs draw back in front of the mask, like fingers put together in a thinking position. You know, I could give you so much for this boy.
Like I said, I'm afraid the boy isn't for sale. I will, however... Marcus. Darling. Dreaming one. Do you have a middle name, and do you need it?
What?
It sounds like you have some indigestion there, Marcus. Are you doing okay? You didn't eat a goblin fruit, did you?
He shakes his head, and then he leans over to Princeton. Why would she want to know my name?
I don't want to know your name. I want your name.
She wants it. Is it? Are you dreadfully attached to it?
How?
Just and like Preston like cups his face again. Is like, hey, shh. Like rubs thumbs against his cheeks. Like, shh, it's okay. It's all right. Just tell me. Are you attached? Is there significant meaning to it, or is it just something that you rarely even use?
I mean, what's the name?
Exactly. So why don't you just whisper it in my ear?
You are a fairist.
Mm-hmm.
It is in your nature to manipulate people and to get them to give you what you want. Do you want to make him give you his name?
I do.
He whispers something into your ear, and you have the feeling that you hold something of measurable power.
Ugh, that's a terrible name. You'll be better off without it. You'll get teased. You just,
So,
like,
says Vilka looks at the spider creature again, and she's like, "Would you take one of his 3 names? My associate here will give it to you in exchange for our friend's location."
Yes.
He didn't need that name. I mean, maybe he did, but it's gone now.
Yes. Sure, I will take this.
Princeton, give the nice goblin the name.
of course. And I think Princeton leans in, like with no fear or anything, to this mask, and it's like his lips sort of placed close, and it's almost like a gentle kiss of a whisper. And he just says, Ian.
Not even a German name. What a weird ass name to give a German kid. His parents suck.
Exactly. Marcus Ian just doesn't sound right.
Mercusian. Yeah, no, it's that.
Mercusian. Yeah,
It's
that
all
just
right.
made it.
It's
And,
probably Ian. Why not?
They're world traveled.
Yes.
They're very worldly.
So
Or yawn. I don't know.
Yawn.
Like to yawn.
you try to draw back Princeton, but there's a spider leg behind your head, and it's actually pulling you a little bit closer.
I'll let it.
If you were willing to give just a little bit more, I would have something for you.
It's not in my nature to want from me, but thank you though. And he like caresses the sort of spider leg at the back of his head and trails it down with like a gentle tug to remove it.
You know, this feeling, I didn't experience it myself, but I heard only the best about it. This moment, you're standing beneath the shower. The temperature's just right, and the water washes away all thoughts. It's cleansing. I can sell this to you. And another spider legs pulls a tiny crystal flask from one of the shelves, and it has a bright blue liquid in it.
Oh. I think his eyes sort of widen at this liquid and he looks a little intrigued.
There's something else. You see from one of the dark corners of the stall, the goblin is fetching a toy that looks like something you lost a long time ago.
Oh, it's a toy microphone.
It's a toy microphone. And you feel instantly a connection to this item. It's humming in the same frequency as you are, and it's telling you, pick me up. This is an icon, a physical representation of a memory you lost during your escape through the hedge.
I could give you a song.
A song. A song would be enough for this one. And the goblin shows you the flask again.
What do you want for the microphone?
A dream.
A dream.
Yes.
He sort of smiles a little wistfully. I think I can give you one of those.
Tell me about this dream.
And he does. He whispers it's an extravagant tale of beautiful finery and silks and gowns. And there's flooding music coming from nowhere, but there's two figures in that ballroom that we've seen before, that the lovely Kitty wishes to be a guest so bad. And it's a dream of Princeton dancing. But he's not dancing alone. He's dancing with Lord Essek, and they're dancing together within the same footing as equals. And there is an expression of true, tender love that does not sit accurately or right on the Lord's face as he looks at Princeton.
The mask moves and forms a smile. Thank you. And then the microphone is placed into your hand. You can feel its power, but you also feel vulnerable. This is not the right place to tap into this.
I think he tucks it close to his chest and just slips it into a pocket there, and also reaches his hand out for the flask.
The spider leg releases you. Is there anything else I can do for you? The goblin asks.
Well, you owe us the information for...
Sure, I do, and you will get this. Don't be afraid. I'm good to my word. So is there anything else? The mask looks at Dita and Silke.
Dita just hears in her ear, no, nothing. No, nothing.
Oh no.
I kind of almost shy away a bit from it and just shake my head. I'm good. Thanks.
Silka just leans in and she's like, tell me where the brother is.
Sure I will. Nothing else.
That's good for now.
Good.
I'm sure I'll see you again.
I hope so.
When Princeton comes out, I think he's hiding behind the Silka a little. Like, he knows he's probably done something he probably shouldn't. And he's got, like, the flask tucked on one side and the microphone on the other. He's just trying not to make eye contact with the spider.
So, the brother was brought to the cutting stone. It is a place of power deep within the hedge. And I can give you a shortcut.
Please do.
Are you prepared to travel?
I mean, that's what we've been doing.
Great. And then, from one of the endless silk fabrics, a carpet rolls out, and it has an intricate maze stitched into it. And the spider legs, they follow one of the paths through this labyrinth, and as they do, the walls start rising from the carpet, and they are enveloping you. There's a short moment of vertigo, and then you've left the market.
Ah, that wasn't so hard, now was it?
What will this cost us?
We already paid. We paid in a name and a fruit.
Are you sure?
And the saber? Well, it's done now. If we're here, aren't we? We wouldn't be here if we hadn't paid.
And exactly where is here?
We're on our way to the cutting stone. Weren't you listening?
I look around. Are we anywhere close to the cutting stone?
All we have to do is press forward. I'm sure we'll find out.
DJ, you hear in your ears. Are we clear? Are we good to go? Everything?
Yes. You can go back to. I take off the headphones and I unclip it. Struggle a little bit with the. And I unclip it.
You're like giant hands in this
Yeah.
tiny little
It's like-
Walkman. You're just like, it's like
trying.
it's
not
like when
to
Hulk
hurt
has
it.
the tacos.
Yeah.
And,
I'm really not trying to hurt it or bend it in any way, you know.
It's magic.
I kind of just stretch out my hand and hold it a little closer towards the ground.
I just stretch out, come back. Oh. Exhilarating.
Could you do that to me as well?
Could I do that to you? No, only for myself. I apologize. No.
Might be convenient sometimes.
Something to work on.
Something to think about.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, it's just myself. Yeah.
Great.
we have a damsel in need of saving. Princeton?
Yes.
Ida? You
Yes.
want to lead the way?
Of course. I think Princeton draws out his own saber and is happy to sort of take the lead here.
I like how our poor mortal had one means of defending himself, and I was like, give me that.
Give me that.
You're now in the possession of a saber. Great. So, it is Dita and Marcus who are actually the first who witness the change from the stonework maze back to the labyrinth called the Hedge. One shouldn't read the chat. Why it's storytelling, not helpful.
Don't read the chat. Just do your thing. We're fine.
So, you are very, very, very deep within the hedge. From this point, you can see the silvery tower of one of the fairy hosts not too far away from you. You are very close to the borders to Arcadia. As you turn around, there's no hint of the Iron World. You see a clearing in front of you. All the tree, all the vegetation is back to emerald green and brilliant flowers. This is a place that invites you to stay. Glowing fruits are hanging low on the branches. And there's something that as soon as Silke comes closer, draws her attention. There are mirrors all over the place. There are a lot of standing stones distributed over the whole place. And somebody placed mirrors onto them, next to them. It's like the whole place is multiplied by these things. There is growing out of the hatch. A tower. But it's ethereal. It's like it's only half there. And you see, there are vines growing up and trying to tear down the windows, break open the roof to enter the tower, actively, in this very moment. Somebody who rolls a successful occult check combined with intelligence might know what's the tower at least.
A what check? I'm sorry.
Intelligence plus occult.
Nope. Not my thing.
I'll give it a whirl. Who knows?
Yeah, let me give it a.
Not really my thing either, but
5 successes.
Don't even worry about it.
yeah, no.
I got 3, but Silk has got it covered.
Silka knows all.
Silka sees all.
Wow. This is a dream. Not one you told Marcus to see, but a true dream. You can enter dreams from the hedge. They're connected this way, and you found an entrance to a dream, but it is closed at the moment. You see that it's not only a dream, all the surrounding dreamscape is already ripped away from the core. So only the innermost sanctum, the so-called dream bastion, stands there and is under siege. Somebody is trying to intrude on this dream with all possible might. And you pick up on the scent of this place. It's the scent of blood. And you have the feeling that somebody uses some sort of strange magic to empower this siege in this place. Dieter, you try to put your foot down. And you hear the crisp sound of something breaking.
Like a grasshopper?
Yeah, like a grasshopper.
Or a cricket.
Or
Or a
cricket.
cricket.
Yes,
Or
a
cricket.
cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. A shiver travels all the way from my foot up to my spine, and I think he's here. Now, I wonder if he's the one besieging or being besieged.
Silka.
I want to pick up one of the mirrors and try to look through it without giving myself away, because I can choose whether or not to show what's happening to me. So I'm going to try to use it like a one-way mirror and see if I can see what's going on the other side. And also, depending on who this mirror belongs to, I might have a loophole.
But before she tries to do anything, I actually stretch out a hand and I kind of clamp it over when you stretch out and grab. Are you sure these are safe?
As much as I'm sure anything in the hedge is safe.
They might have been placed here for you. For
It's
this
possible.
purpose.
But the person on the other side won't know I'm there unless I want them to.
Be careful, Silke. Please, be careful. I don't know if I can help you in there.
Probably not, but I'm not going in. I'm just looking through. It's fine.
You've got her.
So yeah, so I'm gonna use Glimpse of a Distant Mirror. So I can look into a mirror belonging, like I can look into a mirror and see what's going on the other side. If it's someone who has sworn enmity against me, so if it is in fact a mirror of our keeper, then I can steal it. And also that's my loophole.
You know, yeah, why not?
Yes, and
Yeah, it is.
And I allow the whole group to see, because that's kind of how it works, is like everyone can see through. And I hold it out and I just kind of like observe what's happening on the other side.
Right. You do. And it's get disorienting. There are so many mirrors. And I think to get the right perspective, to find the right place, you have to hop from mirror to mirror to mirror.
Yeah,
And
it's like watching somebody flipping channels very quickly. It's just really disorienting. It's just mirror, 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 mirror.
yes, and it's easy to lose track because you see the same stones over and over and over again, and then you're in the picture, and then you're not, and then you're seeing you from the back, and I don't know how reassuring the thought is that somebody else could be doing this right now to you without you noticing this. Somebody could already know that you're here.
Mm-hmm.
And as one of the stained glass windows of the tower start to creak and showing cracks, you stop. And you see there's indeed a large slab of stone, and an elderly man is chained onto it. A shadowy figure standing over them, over him, and a bloodied knife rests to the cheek of the man, as this is not Barry. This is somebody like you, standing over them, showing a face of strain, of pain, of fury. And I think it was Silke who told the others that the evildoer would be a fairy, and you gave wrong information to your friends, which is something that shouldn't happen to you as a darkling. And you have to roll your word to see if this takes away from the concept of self.
Why isn't that going? Sorry, it's not wanting to roll. Give me 1 second.
Just roll your presence.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's not letting me.
Hmm.
I'm like hitting roll and it's showing nothing in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Do you have some physical dice?
Hang on, I've got the Onyx dice up.
Please.
I don't know why it has stopped working, but it has. I wonder if that's connected to the fact that we're all seeing a black screen on there.
Oh. Yeah, this might be a problem.
0 successes. I rolled a 4.
You don't have to show me. I can trust you, I think.
I know, but it's cool because the Onyx dice app, and I'm trying to
You're
plug
right.
Onyx dice.
There are actually changeling dice for this one. So, What is the thought that grounds you against this feeling of letting your people down in an area you're perfect?
I'm going to say that I was as right as I could have been in that moment. I definitely felt a Fae presence. This person is obviously, even if they are not a true Fae, they are comporting themselves as one by stealing mortals and hurting them in right near Arcadia. I would assume they're probably a loyalist of some sort, and if so, that's just as bad as the Fae. And so that's how she'll kind of like reconcile it to herself.
Great. Good. Dita. On a
Yeah.
stone not too far away from you sits another cricket. Princeton.
Mhm.
You feel your heartbeat slowly but surely fastening. And you pick up the same feeling you did not too many hours ago back in this alley. Both of you know the hunters are close by.
Silke, whatever you are doing, do it quickly and get us there. We will have company soon.
Okay, all right. So she's trying to like triangulate which mirror she's looking through so that they can go find them. Because I can enter mirror space, but I can't take anybody else with me.
Yeah. So, how about one roll? One roll with survival and wits. I think that would be fitting.
For everyone, or?
For Silke, since she is trying to lead you. And it's just the question of how fast are you. It's not if you reach your goal, but when.
2 successes.
Goes.
Yeah, sorry, 2 successes. I was muted. But I did this, so you all knew.
Yes. The magic of language.
You find the spot pretty fast. And it's like a Loctus plague. From every corner, out of every shadow, from beneath every leaf, a tiny cricket crawls forth. And they start their chirping sounds. And you can feel the tension starting in the air. There's no need to speak it out. But you are seen.
Mhm.
And you can feel it by the shiver in the earth that the hunters are closing in. It is-
Yeah, sorry.
It is probably as you turn around one of the last stones that you are sure they entered the clearing as well.
I lean down towards the ground and I actually just take up some soil and I whisper into it and I throw it, and I will call upon the contract of the hedge wall to at least slow them down. I will try to raise a hedge wall between them and us, so that they will at least have to get past it.
Do you need to roll anything for this?
I am unsure. I can't see any roll, actually.
If there
but-
isn't any roll, you don't have to roll. You just have to spend the glamour.
Sorry. Yeah. No, there is intelligence, survival, and word.
Great.
And you have to spend 2 glamour and 1 willpower for this one. It's a royal.
Oh god. What did you say? 2 glamour
2
and
glamour, 1 willpower.
1 willpower.
What's the loophole though?
Yeah. I don't have any way of tracking that on a character sheet, so.
It's a 1-shot. Oh, just roll your dice.
Yeah. Hang on. It's intelligence, survival. How do I add? Is it a modifier?
I would just figure out what that dice pool is and just roll that.
Okay.
Even if you're not rolling the right thing.
I'll roll intelligence, athletics.
Yes.
It will be the same. Oh, one success.
Usually this wouldn't be a very impressive war. But you're invoking this on a blood-drenched place of power in the heartlands of the hedge. So, hedge walls spring from the ground. What is the very detail-like feature they bear?
They have the same tone as my skin, and the thorns in the hedge actually looks like the like protrusions on my skin, like almost like the carapace that I have, the ridges in my my cheeks and my forehead and on the top of my arms and stuff like that. So that's what the brambles and the thorns look like.
And you summoned a mighty fortification to your aid, cutting them off for the minute. As you enter the place in which the cutting stone waits for you. From here it is easy to see the tower, covered in lots of vines, and you can actually see tiny dark multi-legged creatures picking with tiny pickaxes at the stonework and at the windows. The tower itself defends itself with hot lead poured from the roof and out of holes in the walls. And I think it is obvious to Silke that this is no ordinary dream bastion. Many, or most people have a dream bastion. This one is a fortress, probably of a mortal man who's at least a very, very trained lucid dreamer with a strong personality. And he's probably protecting something. You see the pained changeling standing there, his fingers on the head of the lying man, whose blood drips slowly, viscous from the stone. He still seems to be alive. What do you do?
I'm assuming that we recognize him as the brother, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because if not, that would be really weird, just a random other old man. Yeah, so I think Silka's going to lean to Dita and say, do you think you can get him out of here? Can you carry him?
Yes.
Can you get him out of those chains?
Yes, I believe I can.
Okay. And what does the changeling look like that's got him held?
At this point, desperate, somewhat tired, exhausted, and a little bit panicked. Does he know that his time is running out? Are the hunters here for him?
Right. So I think Zilka is just going to walk up to him in that weird way that she does, where she's flickering in and out and she's getting closer and farther away and he can't really tell where she is until suddenly she's just right in his ear and she's like, "What are you doing with my friend?"
He startles. But he is summoning all his willpower to not lose the connection between him and the brother in the stone. Then he turns away, bloodshot eyes looking into yours. Just a little bit more time.
What are you doing to my friend?
Only what I have to do
Why?
to finally get an end to this.
And into what?
Can you see it? They are here. They were.
Why don't you leave with us?
I can't.
Why not? You got him. Obviously you can leave.
It would all be for nothing if we lose now. Just keep them at bay. Buy me some minutes. I know a way we can stop them. We can end them. Just give me a second.
No, if it involves hurting my friend, I can't let that happen. I'm sorry.
You don't understand.
I don't. You're right, because you haven't told me anything yet. You're being very, very vague.
Please just don't.
Are you going to hurt my friend?
Yeah, and it will be for none of you. If you keep pissing.
I don't know you, and therefore I do not care about you at this moment.
Yes, their hearts.
He has
It's
his
in
heart.
there. I'm trying to get it.
You're trying to cut out my friend's heart.
No. The hunter's heart.
The hunter's heart is in my friend.
Yes.
Where is my friend's heart?
In there. And he nods towards the bloodied body. What is Rudyard doing?
Rudyard is like kind of like looking between Silka and this guy that's having a meltdown and like the door, and is like, whatever we're doing, we look like it's just like kind of like pacing back and forth, is kind of like moving the shadow dusters kind of like back and forth between his hands, and he's like, what are we doing? Like obviously like what like do I need to like put the fear of darklings in somebody? Like, what are we doing? I'm on the edge.
Well, this man won't give, or this person, this creature, will not give me a straight answer.
Would you like us to try and get an answer out of him?
I can do it. It's not gonna be pretty though.
But maybe it's what's necessary.
So I'm actually going to, I'm gonna use Portents and Visions, one of my contracts. So I'm going to roll this. This is a lot of dice. Hang on a second. And it's versus the target's composure plus weird. So you're gonna want to roll that. I got 1 success on that. What about you?
With all the weird this changeling has, you still got 1 success more than me.
Nice. So I am choosing to see a past crime or transgression he has committed, which will also inflict the guilty condition on this changeling. But I would like to try to figure out what has happened, and since he's not giving me a straight answer, I'm just going to look into his soul.
Can I get the idea of Rudyard first, please, so I know what information I will give to him?
I, if needed to do, was going to kind of assist a little bit here if need be, and I was going to use Mind of the Baba Yaga, which I would appear as the target's greatest fear, and they would gain the frightened condition and must spend a point of willpower to take any action that requires dice for the duration.
Yeah, please do this.
Okie dokie. Yeah, so I'm gonna you're gonna hear like some like bones cracking and such. So let me go do presence, intimidation plus mantle. Ooh, that's a perfectly normal dice pool, and I'm not gonna say what it is. It's not. It doesn't go one way or another. Perfectly normal. Okay. Wow. All right. 5. Okay. 8 dice. Yeah, we'll do this. Fine. Roll that. And this together. And that'll be fine. That's close enough. 3 successes. And that is contested roll. So our friend here has to roll composure and weird.
Two successes.
Excellent. Okay, so I got you by 1.
So he is frightened, he is guilty, he is telling me his secrets.
Also, you can see Rudyard transform once again. And he takes the form of somebody Princeton just recently met. He takes the form of the Huntsman, a creature made from shadows, with an empty space in his ribcage, where his heart would be. Also, there's a dimmed, pale green light in the eyes, and you can see the stars from Lord Est's sky shining out of them.
And you just
At one hand, Rudyard the Huntsman holds somebody. A person deeply cut in several places, bleeding like hell. The hair in the face, unrecognizable. Limp, only breathing the tiniest bit. In the other hand, they hold a lance pointing at the changeling at the cutting stone. And I think what you see, Zilka, is the following. It's only some hours earlier that the kidnapper brought the brother to this place. The elderly man whimpered and asked again and again, what is happening to me? Why are we here? Why did you take me? And the kidnapper just says, I'm sorry. I would wish there was another way. But here, you're holding something I need. I'm so sorry. Please, spare your breath, you will need it. And then they put them down to the stone, binding him with the chains, and starts cutting. Tears are pouring down the changeling's face as the knife cuts into soft skin. It's not the fresh skin of the youth. It's easy to cut, but you need to put a lot of pressure into the knife to find the resistance on the muscles for the knife to truly cut. The elderly man moving, trying to get away from the knife, isn't helping any further. So it's a horrible procedure. Both men shedding tears. In the end, there's only one word the brother repeats again and again and again. Why? Why? And just as the changeling rests his fingertips to the head of the brother, he says, he took somebody from me. And I am also on this list. I fought back so many times. But they're like smoke. If you kill them, they just return. They're not like us. They don't bleed. They have no heart pumping it through the veins. This is a lie. You know, the fairies, they want us to believe this, but it's not true. They have a heart. And they hide them. The fairies rip them out of their bodies and then they hide them. Immortal dreams. I'm so sorry. I tried to walk your dreams. But you were too strong. I made sure there's no other way to end this creature, to pay back what they did to me, and finally find peace. I have to do this. Please don't resist. And then both of them fall silent. And the vision blurs, and you hear the cutting noises of blades and spears and the wall made of thorns. What do you do?
got a contract I'd love to invoke. So I'm gonna spend a point of glamour and use a weird-faced stranger. So we're gonna do a little roll-off of present subterfuge and mantle versus composure and tolerance, and I'm going to appear as whom the subject most wants to see.
Also, since we inflicted that condition on him, he has a -2 to his pool for rolling to resist.
Yes, he also has.
I take it you
And must spend a point of
mentally
willpower.
assaulted him in a way that he has little resistance left with
Pretty much.
Rudy's and Zelka's work. Reduced the dice pool a lot.
Has to spend a point of willpower to actually roll the dice as well, because of Mind of the Baba Yaga.
So, Princeton. What do you look like?
I imagine this is the person this person is longing for. Whoever they've seen taken and have lost.
Dita.
Yeah.
The day you left, the day you slew Lord Esk, there was somebody else with you. Somebody you promised to protect and bring with you. They didn't reach the Iron World. Please describe this person.
It is a almost younger version of Dita, sharing like similar features, the kind of ridges on the skin, the grayish skin, and the kind of long braid on the back of her head. But tinier and more vulnerable.
Did you know they had a lover? What does it make you feel like as you see Princeton assuming the form of this person?
Grief. I did what I could to protect her. I promised I would take her with me, and she is the reason why I have been hiding and not returning. I feel ashamed. A terrifying, sickening shame of not being able to do the only duty that meant anything to me in this world.
To what action does this emotion drive you?
I think tears start streaming down Dita's face, but a rage starts building inside of her, and I think she throws herself at at the cutting stone, trying to rip the chains of this person, of this man, desperately shoving everyone, even her friends, out of the way. At least she might be able to protect the man this time.
Great. Princeton, what are you doing?
So I think in this new form, he sachets over to this pained changeling and lays his hand on top of theirs and sort of gently squeezes them and says, this is not what I would want. Why are you doing this? Pull back and stay with me for just a moment. I just want a moment with you. And is trying to essentially dislodge them and their knife from the man.
Try this, yes.
Don't deny me this. Please.
I think we need a strength plus athletics roll from Dita to tear away the chains, right? And a presence plus manipulation roll from Princeton.
I rolled 2.
Great.
Would you say my sort of hiding emotions comes to play in here at all, or?
I don't think so.
Okay. Manipulation is 3, so I'll just throw that in there to get the right dice. 2 successes.
Great. Because before we come to resolving your rolls, Rudy.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you have this emotionally destroyed person trying to get the heart from the brother to do some harm to a servant of your former lord. On the other hand, you have the hatch wall breaking as one of your mirror images comes through the breach. As the person who felt delight about paying back the hurt to where it came from, to pay back your tormentors. How do you feel like having the opportunity to destroy this huntsman?
I'm gonna revel in it. Might as well. We've got to put a pedal to the metal on this whole situation, or we're about to all get got. So while there's all this like distraught, there's a lot of emotional whiplash happening, and everything. Rudy is going to take the opportunity to look at this person that's causing this pain and this hurt, and with this older gentleman and everything, and say, "There's no time for tears or for feelings or emotions. There's only time for fear. You're a monster, and you deserve to be treated like one." And I am going to... Is there a window in this tower?
Yeah, several.
Yeah, they're all stained glass.
I am going to try to grab the person who kidnapped this brother and is causing all of this, regardless of what's going on, because we need to get the F up out of here. And I'm going to try to grab him and toss him in through one of these windows.
I think you're taking advantage of Princeton showing him this illusion of the person he is missing,
Mm-hmm.
his lover, the somebody from Dita's past.
Mm-hmm.
So he's completely distracted.
Mm-hmm.
You pick him up
Mm-hmm.
and throw him into the window. Stained window glass explodes around him, and there's an opening. Would Silke pick up on the idea of Rudy? Yes or no?
What do you mean?
Would you understand what he's trying to do?
I mean, he threw him through a window. Now he can leave.
Just made it. Yeah, I just made a door out of here, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking you were trying to use him as a tool to enter the tower to get to the heart of the huntsman in order to destroy it.
I didn't know the Heart of the Huntsman was in the tower.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought it was inside my friend. That's what you said.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, we're just trying to leave. We're trying to get my
trying
friend
to
out of
get
here.
trying to get the brother get out of here.
Okay. Good. Then I hope you excuse me telling you the end of this story for tonight.
Yeah. Do we have the brother in hand?
You do.
I'm gonna
as,
Princeton
uh,
has something. for that.
Mastermind's Gambit. I tell an excellent, long-winded tale of us, getting out of here and through the hedge with everyone in tow, and making it back to our door, and pulling this rose out and throwing it to sort of get us out of here.
And luckily, you include in your explanation the token given to you by the
Yes.
Autumn Queen, which
sir.
will lead you back through the hedge, through all the thorns to the park.
Yep.
As Dita, who broke the chains, shoulders the brother, and together you leave.
Just this glorious song of heroic
Mm.
triumph.
Yes, and just a little bit emotionally harmed,
Yep.
like a lot,
Only a smidge.
with a mortal in tow on the
Two.
back, with two mortals who will have difficulties to comprehend what happened to them tonight,
And just welcome to life.
and will probably see the world from another perspective the next time they wake up. And although this was a rushed ending, I still hope you enjoyed it. And I thank all of you, our beautiful watchers, and my even more handsome players. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your ideas. Thank you for the story.
Thank you for
Thank
running
you.
for us.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thank
This
you.
has been
Tom.
so fun.
It's been fantastic. I love this little Motley. They're very
I
cute.
don't know if I would say fun, but
I'll call it fun.
enjoyable.
I had fun.
I had fun.
I had fun.
You are creepy, guys.
Delightfully creepy.
All right. Anything that we gotta pitch real quick?
Dead Man's Rust is still on Kickstarter.
Monday Night
play
Monster
for
Hearts on
that.
Gehenna Valley.
Uh,
Gehenna Gaming.
check out the World of Darkness holiday event streams that are going on tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah.
6 p.m. Eastern. I'm playing with the ATL by Night crew, so
Cool.
catch me on that. I'll be on.
Oh, and happy holidays to
Yes,
everyone.
happy holidays.
Yes.
Happy holidays.
Whatever it is.
Yes, that's right. Whatever you're celebrating it with joy.
Happy and healthy
Alright.
to all. And to all a good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.